Theme that you get from these two coaches. Last year is over. We got a quest to go get another one this year. We can't think about last year. Both coaches have moved that to the side.
We thank you for joining us on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week on WCCB TV. This week's game is brought to you by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services and the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline. For help, just text or dial 988. By Bodyworks Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit FredCaldwellChevy.com. Kickoff is just moments away. West Charlotte at Monroe, a big one on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Hang tight. Kickoff coming your way when we return. West Charlotte to receive the opening kick here at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Losers by just a point in overtime against Grimsley to open up their season a week ago.
Yeah, I think the thing that stands out with this team, you see the 123 rushing yards there, most of them from the quarterback, Jamori Nichols. I guarantee you head coach Sam Griner wants to get this running back core going instead of leaning on the quarterback so much.
Monroe dominant in their season opener, 35-0 over Hoke County.
Yeah, they're big on running the football as well. You look at this offense and what it's been historically. Great athletes on the edge, of course. Nymir Kendall, the bell cow back. They're going to look to get him going early.
The kick is away and very short to open things up for West Charlotte. They'll get it to the 36-yard line, which is where they'll begin their first possession. Reg, you love this, don't you? Both marching bands on their way inside the stadium here at Monroe. Even the visitors' stands, West Charlotte filling those out.
It is a scene, as they say, out here in Monroe tonight. A big game, a couple of programs with very high aspirations, regardless of the amount of players that they lost last season. I would argue there's probably 10 to 12 Division I, probably Power 5, Power 4 level players on this football field tonight.
So here comes number 4, Jamori Nichols, the junior quarterback, and the rest of the Lions offense. Play fake, Nichols to throw, hit as he throws, goes deep, and it's caught for a first down and then some. Dante Nicholson.
Yeah, they took a shot early. I love this aggressiveness. They take a shot early. There's a blitz from Jeremiah Lindsey right in his face. Jamari Nichols stands right in there, makes a great throw, and they're able to get the completion down the field. Big-time start for the Lions.
45 yards on the first play from scrimmage. And now Nichols with Emery McLean at his hip in the backfield. Bit of a tighter formation. He zips it to the outside. Nicholson, a juke inside, nearly got the yardage for a first down.
Darren, I think I see a little bit of a theme in this passing game early. And that, on the big play down the field, the safety was the sophomore Noshawn Taylor. Then they go to his side again underneath. It looks like they're going to pick on the young guy. He's just a sophomore, and see if he can make plays.
And this is what plagued West Charlotte in week one. Again, an overtime loss to Grimsley. We talked to their head coach, Sam Greiner, earlier this week, and he said far and away too many pre-snap penalties.
Absolutely, and he knows that, and they know that. Now, a lot of that is what I would call week one-esque, right, in high school football. But they've got to get that cleaned up if they're going to get deep into the playoffs and continue to get better as a football team this season.
So now they'll back up by 5 yards at 2nd and 6. Nichols tosses. And a good run, but the ball comes out. Monroe got it. Fumble recovered by the Red Hawks.
Emery McLean on the run there, tried to cut back up inside, got up amongst a lot of players and just got the football knocked right out. I believe that was Mario Jaja Jackson that knocked that ball free and created the opportunity for his team. That's a big-time stop for head coach Johnny Sowell and the Red Hawks.
We may have spoken too soon. A couple of times West Charlotte last week turned it over in the red zone. There's another red zone turnover on their first series of this game. Monroe runs it on first down, and it's stuffed for a loss of 2.
I can guarantee you one thing. Loss of 2 means nothing to head coach Johnny Sowell. He may say run the same play again. They like to be physical and lean into their running game. They are not going to abandon it just because of one negative play early on in a football game.
And it's served them as well as the runner there, Nymeer Kendall, well throughout his career. 12 yards per carry a season ago on their way to a state championship.
And I think it was something like 14 and a half yards a carry last week.
Yep. 10 carries, 145 yards in their week 1 win. Chris Robinson in motion, inside man on the right side of the quarterback, and that's batted down incomplete from the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long for Monroe.
It's a great job by number 99, Damari Wallace. Big guy inside. Realized he wasn't going to get to the quarterback. Quickly stopped, got his hands up, and was able to knock that one away. That's what big guys are taught. If you can't get there, stop and get your hands up. Make it difficult for the quarterback. Speaking of the quarterback, Jason Shepard, they got to get him going and get this passing game going and get some of these safeties and linebackers backed up off the line of scrimmage. See a single high look here, even against the 4 wide receiver set.
Shepard, a first-time quarterback this year, alone in the backfield. Tosses for Kendall. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and is pushed out of bounds shy of the first down marker, but that's a gain of 11, and it will make this 4th and 1.
Yeah, I like this decision. You got to find a way to get your quarterback kind of going a little bit, give him a little bit of a confidence boost. A nice, easy throw there on a 3rd and long situation. Go to the check down. You get the completion. Don't quite pick up the first down, but you give yourself some more room to set up a punt. And
they backed up the spot by a couple of yards, so actually just a gain of 9. So they've got 3 to gain here. So they will punt it away to give it back to West Charlotte. Lions almost got that punt and blocked it. And it's not returnable, pops loose, and West Charlotte hangs on.
Chris Robinson down there on the coverage was right there, right away, right on the catch, and created a little bit of a problem that time for it. Looked like Landon Gilmore. He's unable to corral it, but he's got a teammate, Johnny, on the spot there, if you will. J.D. McDonald there to fall on top of it.
So no score yet, but West Charlotte leveraging the field position battle here, although not for reasons that they would choose themselves. A red zone fumble their first possession. From their own 48. Nichols fakes underneath, goes deep, and it's caught for a touchdown. Rakeem Finch bodies his way into the end zone, 52 yards for the score. Holy cow, what a physical play.
Very physical, but Darren, I'm going to say it again. They saw a matchup in a 2-by-2 situation. They attacked the sophomore safety, Noshawn Taylor. They're going to make him make plays back there, and then he's unable to make the tackle after the completion. He's the guy that they're going to continue to attack. How does this defense react to that? How do they protect him? Young players got to find ways to fight through moments like that.
Extra point is through to make it 7-0 West Charlotte. An explosive first score.
And you see as they come off the field, Tayon Clyburn, one of the other safeties, having a conversation with Taylor, just trying to help him understand, hey, calm down. It's one play. Move on. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. That's good leadership that time by the senior.
This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. 7-0 the lead for West Charlotte. After a fumble on their first series, a one-play, 52-yard strike the next time out. There's the kick, short, eligible for a return from the 15. Jaden Caudle tripped up shy of the 30. That's something with both of these teams that when we talked to the head coaches earlier in the week, neither team's going to boot it to the end zone for a touchback. That matters because with the strengths of these defenses, that would go a long way. They don't have those luxuries.
Well, the other piece of that is the athletes that are back returning these kicks. You better have good coverage teams, because if somebody gets out of a lane, it can be look out with both of these football teams.
Jason Shepard and company back out to run the Redhawks offense. Shepard hands, Kendall bottled up again. Too much force on this front seven for West Charlotte.
Not only is it force, but it's the box, right? They are loading up the box. They are going to make Jason Shepard start throwing the football down the field. Look how many guys are at or behind the line of scrimmage right after the snap. They're coming downhill. There is no concern for attacking and pressure against this defense deep down the football field.
Loss of 3 on the play. It's 2nd and 13. It's Robinson again in motion out wide. Shepard has to fall down. He's sacked for a big loss. Caden Smith was the first there.
Caden Smith up to the right of your screen. He just comes off, makes a nice move, splits 2 guys with that speed, and blows that play up and creates the sack.
A sack by the junior, a legendary tackle brought to you by Queen City Home Store, taking on the toughest stains at home with the toughest washers in the game. And it creates a 3rd and very long scenario, 3rd and 20 here for the Red Hawks. Shepard goes underneath. Kendall drops it, incomplete, 4th down. Reg, what do you make of this West Charlotte bunch? I mean, it's tough for Monroe to do anything near the line of scrimmage right now.
Very difficult to get anything going against this kind of speed, especially in the running game, because they do such a great job swarming to the football. I like the idea of trying to get the ball on the perimeter in the passing game, but until they stretch this defense vertically, it's going to be hard to get anything horizontally because everybody's down near the line of scrimmage.
Landon Gilmore and J.D. McDonald again back to return the punt. And it's booted away by Carlos Flores. And it'll stay on Monroe's side of the field, out of bounds at the 45, which is where West Charlotte will take over. Already leading by a score, 7-0. Lions leading the Red Hawks on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. West Charlotte ahead 7-0, 1st and 10 from the 45 and plus territory. Good play fake. Jamori Nichols sends it over the middle, and that'll go for 15 yards and a Lions 1st down. It's another Body Works plus 1st down, keeping families safe since 1998.
It's a great job by Nichols there, riding that RPO look there. Linebacker vacates, little pop pass, and they get 15. Well executed.
Now to the 30. Handoff. And a couple of yards on the carry for Jamil Watson, the sophomore. Give him 3, 2nd and 7 now. Finch in motion. Bounce back outside. Nichols goes on a quick out. Gilmore catches and is spun down to the ground at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, well executed. They had a corner playing off coverage out there to the right-hand side of Nichols, He sees the off coverage. He's able to get to his receiver outside of the underneath defender. Easy pitch and catch, and they move the chains.
1st and 10 from the 12. It's a handoff. Watson plants 1 foot, shoots up the middle, and gains 2 on the play. The Lions are now in the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline red zone. From the 10, Nichols on the post, it's caught, touchdown, Dante Nicholson for the 2nd score for the Lions.
This is a great read by Nichols. Watch the defenders jump Finch to the inside. Everybody goes to Finch. Nicholson's outside. He's got inside leverage on Javion Perry. Makes a nice catch on the post route. Touchdown.
Angel Ruiz on for the extra point and manages it through. The 2nd successful PAT, and it's 14-0 West Charlotte.
Again, you go back to the touchdown. You'll see it right here. Watch everybody jump Finch right there to the left of the screen. You get 2 defenders there, including the safeties. They jump that route, and then on the backside, Nicholson's open on the in-breaking route. Watch Nichols' eyes here, the way he reads this. See, he's reading the safety number 23, as we talked about, Noshawn Taylor. Taylor attacks upfield. He goes to the backside and hits the post route for a touchdown. Very well executed. Jamari Nichols, Darren, we've talked about him ad nauseum really over the last couple of years. He's one of the better ones in this area in terms of his patience in the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field and understand what's happening in front of him and making the right decision with the football.
Another score for West Charlotte, another kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Returned by Jaden Caudle. And again, not quite to the 30-yard line. Almost the exact same result as the last.
Right now, if you're Monroe, the mentality right now is just, can we string together 2 first downs, right? Let's get consecutive first downs. Let's move the chains a couple of times, get some confidence and some trust going in our offense, and start moving the football. That's the guy.
Yeah, there are the numbers for Nymir Kendall. We talked about him on their first couple of series. He's not been able to get going. Not a lot of room after he receives a handoff or a pass so far in this one. They'll fake it to Kendall. Dump down low, and again, it's a swarming couple of defenders for West Charlotte. It goes for a loss.
It's just a really, really fast defense, and they're disciplined as well. Guys don't get out of position. They don't overrun things. They put themselves in position to make a ton of plays.
Two backs for Jason Shepard. That's Kendall to his left. And it's a give. Nymir Kendall stopped at the line of scrimmage. Again, nothing, and it's 3rd and long.
I thought that might have been a situation where maybe they were going to try to use those 2 backs to max protect and try to push the football down the field. Instead, they try to get a little bit more momentum, a little bit of a lead blocker situation. Still unable to get untracked in this running game.
This is 3 possessions for Monroe. They're in danger of a 3rd consecutive 3 and out. It's been 3rd and long every time. Shepard now under center. It's a handoff to the deep back. And a tackle near the line. So nothing doing there.
Jashawn Shaw, number 54 right there. He's right there near the football, but on that particular play, he had 3 yards of penetration before that play was able to get going. This defensive front has shown us a lot very early in this football game. I think they got a lot better playing against a really good Grimsley football team last week. I think they learned a lot about themselves. Sam Griner already knew he had a good, physically tough team, but I think they learned a lot about little things and details helping them win football games, playing much more clean so far tonight.
It was interesting hearing Griner tell us earlier in the week. He says, we would have loved to have squeaked out a win. I don't know that we would have grown as much as a team had that happened. And now the punt is scooped up. Very returnable, as it turns out. Sincere Day flags out, so it might come back. Reg, that looked like it was going to be trouble for West Charlotte because it bounced past the return man, but Day scooped it up and took sort of a banana hook route down the sideline.
Well, the thing is, he also knew that it was obviously a called return a certain way, and he kind of still went that way and was able to pick up a couple of blocks, but we'll see if it comes back.
The flag is past midfield.
There's also another one on the far side, completely away from the play, so you wonder if that might be a hold.
So a hold on the kicking team, but a block in the back on the return team. They offset, and the return counts. Or, excuse me, you were going to redo 4th down.
Yeah, I kind of wondered when I saw the flag on the complete other side of the field if that might have been somebody trying to keep someone from getting down the field to cover the kick. And then obviously blocking the back is always something interesting on big returns.
So here we go again. Punt return formation for West Charlotte. Gilmore and McDonald back deep. Flores. Pretty good kick this time. Gilmore dropped it initially. Picks it up. Reverses field. Gets to the corner and past midfield. And again, flags on the play.
There's a flag down in Michael Griffin Jr. There you see him there, number 1. He's putting his helmet back on. He was on the same side of the field as the flag, not necessarily about 10 yards away from it, talking to an official. So you wonder if he might be involved in what this penalty might be. He didn't seem upset. So maybe he felt like he was the one that was the reason that the flag was thrown. Maybe somebody did something to him. And again, the return went to what you'd call the right side for the return team. The flag is on the left side of the field between the hash and the numbers.
And it is a block in the back on West Charlotte. You saw a lot of the return team, the second Gilmore started to reverse the field, kind of throw their arms up, right? Because they feared that something like that would happen.
Yeah, you can't block in the back, so you got to kind of you're supposed to just run and essentially cut the player off, but you can't blow that guy up because they can't see you coming.
So the spot is at the 36 of West Charlotte. Lions leading by 2 scores, and it's a run up the middle. McLean snatched and thrown to the ground by Flores. Jaja Jackson was in there, the one to blow it up.
Jackson with a nice form tackle, brought his feet, head up, right through the ball carrier, squeezed him and drove him back. Well done. Right now, if you're Monroe, defensively, you got to find a way to get off the field quick and or create a turnover get your team going.
2nd and 8. Nichols fakes it, throws it deep, and just a little too deep for the intended target, King Coble.
It's a pretty nice route there by Coble. Solid coverage that time. Combination between Javion Perry and Noshawn Taylor. Taylor does a nice job getting over the top of that. Nichols, though, had a chance to drop it in. Couldn't quite fit it in there.
So far, that's a play that's looked really good for the Lions.
It's a big 3rd down right here, Darren.
3rd and 8.
That's going to be 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
False start, right side over there. We'll see it. Look at the top of your screen, the right tackle there. See him kind of leans back in his stance. At the end of the day, not going to get away with that one. Big number 74 that time. Broom, too big to get away with that one, and obviously the defender pointed it out right away.
Big 3rd and long. Nichols over the middle. It's caught by Davion Jones, and he gets enough for the 1st down. 15-yard gain.
It's just a good job by Nichols, reading the zone, takes his time, waits for his guy to clear, and then right here, you got to make that tackle. You have to make that. If you make the tackle right at the catch point, it's 4th down. Instead, missed tackle, now you move the chains.
Instead, it's another Body Works plus 1st down for West Charlotte. That was their first 3rd down. They're now 1 for 1.
The Red Hawks and Monterey Evans in this defense, they go with a big zone there. It looks like they're going to tack on some yards. Maybe there's a penalty there. I didn't see the flag. But that's a great job executing by Nichols against the zone. Get a big zone on a 3rd and long, and he executes properly.
Wow, so this is down to the 38 for West Charlotte. Nichols again, play action, pursued, escapes, and throws it away.
How good is that by Nichols? Oh, we've got problems on the sideline over there.
Yeah, a couple of players got, well, I say they got tangled up. They refused to relinquish one another.
That's a good job by number 52, William Watson. The big guy, he just goes over there and grabs his guy. He's not worried about saying anything to the West Charlotte players on their sideline. He just goes and grabs his guy and gets him out of there. That's good poise there by the sophomore.
We've seen from the opening kick, this game has been a little spicy down there. Both of these teams bring a lot of passion. You know, it's funny talking to both coaches. They compared each other's teams in the similarities, right? They play fast, they play physical, very athletic, and they want to exude that passion with their play.
And I like what Coach Sowell and his Monroe staff doing right now. Bringing everybody over, having a conversation, getting their guys to calm down.
So unsportsmanlike on both sides, the penalties offset, and we'll replay the down.
And one thing that's tough, we didn't get the benefit of numbers, but I believe that's a great job by our camera crew. Jameer Allison, should say number 7 for the Red Hawks, certainly over there. What we don't know is who specifically those penalties were on, but we do know if either of the players that got them gets another one of those, they will be gone. So something to be careful for with those two players.
Man in motion is Tony Johnson. It's a give up the middle, and McClain lost his footing. Otherwise, that might have been 6 for West Charlotte. So a little bit of deception there, a direct snap. And the Lions now in the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline red zone.
West Charlotte looking to take a 3-score lead here before the end of the first quarter. They have been excellent throughout this football game.
Flinged throw to the outside and positive yardage. That's something with West Charlotte so far. Even when Monroe has snuffed out a play like the Lions defense has, West Charlotte has found a way to get positive yardage.
Yeah, that's really well done. Make the catch, just fight forward, picked up 3.5, 4 yards, and get yourself in a very manageable second down situation.
Clock ticking, nearing the conclusion of the first. From the 14, McLean wrapped up, stays on his feet, and then bullied by several others. And the clock runs down to 0 to signal the end of the first quarter. We'll flip to the other side of the field. West Charlotte will have a third down in the red zone, leading 14-0. Start of the second quarter on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. West Charlotte holds a 14-0 lead and is threatening with a third down at the Monroe 14-yard line. They need 7. Jamori Nichols goes for the end zone play fake. Corner caught for a touchdown, the second of the night for Dante Nicholson.
It's just a clean fade route at the top of the screen, one-on-one coverage against Javion Perry, and this ball is well thrown, and great job by Nicholson working to the outside but not too wide to give Nichols an opportunity to drop it in there. Nichols basically, and he did exactly what you're taught, throw that thing toward the pylon and let your guy go get it on his way to the pylon. Well executed, excellent throw that time there by Nichols, and Nichols' son does an excellent job bringing it in.
Second time those two have connected for the score tonight, as Ruiz's extra point is through, and it's 21-0. Jamori Nichols, 3 touchdown passes and an emphatic Lions lead.
Last week it was about his legs, and you knew Sam Griner and this staff wanted to get their running game going with the running backs and then get Nichols going in the passing game, allow his talent his patience and his ability to understand what defenses are doing to him or trying to do to him, and then allow his intelligence to take over and make the right decisions. He's playing great football right now. In Monroe right now, this is a football team that might be shell-shocked right now. They're not used to seeing the scoreboard look like this when it's not to their advantage. But right now, if you're the players, and I guarantee you, Johnny Sal's got 200 wins. He's not concerned. He's telling his guys, one play at a time, we got to win one snap at a time. And his players got to pick up on that as well and get themselves going. This is a football team. They're young in a lot of spaces. They'll figure it out. Right now is the time they've got to be ready to respond.
Another kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Look, West Charlotte, maybe the best team in the area, certainly up there in contention for one of the best teams in the state. But Johnny Sal was celebrated for 200 career wins prior to kickoff. He achieved that last week in their 35-0 victory over Hope. There's just too much experience on this Monroe sideline to really concede to, okay, well, the Lions are going to win in a blowout.
Absolutely. The other part, listen, this is a staff, and it was one of the things that I was very curious about. They didn't lose not one member of this coaching staff this past offseason to going to get head coaching, whatever it might be.
Rare, again, considering it's a state championship team.
Absolutely correct, but that tells you that this is a group that believes in each other and they're locked in. They feel like they will fight back and come back in this ball game.
Jason Shepard again leads the offense and has nowhere to go. Dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Deshaun Shaw was the first there.
Deshaun Shaw, Elijah Littlejohn putting pressure on as well. Getting back there in that backfield, creating havoc.
Also 5.
And this is the spot where maybe a screen or a draw or something like that. With the way these guys are flying downhill, they got 9 guys up within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage right now.
It's a fake handoff to Kendall. Underneath pass that's broken up. It was intended for Bryson Simpkins. Avion Jones there to break it up.
Look at the speed of this defense. Everything breaks down, and look how many guys, look how quickly they get to the football. Everybody running to make a play. 11 hats.
That was Shaw again, by the way, closest in pursuit of the quarterback. So now it's 3rd and 15. This is the 4th third down Monroe has had. All double-digit yardage. 12, 20, 11, now 15. They've not converted one.
And what that tells you is they're struggling on first down and getting behind the chains, not where you want to be with a fairly inexperienced quarterback.
4 wide, Shepard moves out of the pocket, airs it deep, and it's caught. Simpkins out of bounds near the 30.
Sometimes you just got to make a play. And right here, Shepard, he gets away from the pressure, sees he's got a one-on-one situation down the field with Simpkins at 6'2" and some change. And I say and some change because we saw him before the game. He is a big physical specimen. He's one-on-one with Micah Walker, wins the jump ball, and creates a big play for his team. Great job by Shepard there to create something with his feet.
Another Bodyworks plus first down for the Red Hawks, their first third down conversion. Now they've got it in plus territory and some movement along the line. Unclear immediately if this is against the offense or the defense, but we'll see.
And all of a sudden, there's a little bit more energy, obviously, on that Monroe sideline.
And it is against West Charlotte.
Right here in the middle. You're right over the football, but the big guy, Damari Wallace. Damari, you're right over the ball, big fella. You got to see it.
Gain of 5 on the penalty, 1st and 5. Shepard, pocket collapsing, airs it toward Robinson, but too far out of bounds. That was good coverage by the Lions, so maybe a good thing that it was long enough to not get picked.
Yeah, if he puts that ball more up the field, you might have a problem with a safety coming in to make a play. So tried to put it toward the sideline just a little bit too much, unable to get it completed.
And a roughing the passer penalty is assessed against the Lions there. So West Charlotte, we talked about it last week. The one thing that really they thought was the difference in the game against Grimsley, a 1-point loss in overtime, penalties. 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. Shepard keeps it. Can't stay on his feet, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is so fast. I mean, I thought Shepard had a chance to turn the corner there, and all of a sudden there were 3 more defenders before he could blink. This defense from West Charlotte, all the athletes and these guys absolutely fly to the football on a consistent basis.
Back to the 19-yard line, whistles and a timeout called by Johnny Sowell and Monroe. So the Red Hawks, Reg, have gotten some momentum for the first time. Now it's very important, if you're Monroe, to get it into the end zone, get on the board for the first time in this game, and get it with a touchdown, you could get it within 2 scores.
Agreed. And I think part of it here, right, to your point, is they want to make sure they've got the right play call in this particular situation. You're a little bit behind the chains. What you don't want to do is end up in a situation where even going for it on 4th down isn't worth it because you're too far back or you're not in range to score the football.
So after the loss on the carry, it is 2nd and 14. Shepard airs it, falling backward as he throws, and it's incomplete, nearly picked.
The 2 defenders there, it's interesting. Davion Jones felt like he had it, and it was going to fall right in his lap. Watch Jones coming in that safety spot, 14. See right there? He's like, oh, I got it. And then, no, it's actually knocked away that time. I think that's Ramaj Daniels, who was trying to go get it with an over-the-shoulder catch. Couldn't get on the same page. That's one of those same, and nobody catches it.
So it's 3rd and 14 for Monroe.
I think this is certainly 4-down territory.
Shepard hands it to Nymir Kendall, who bodies his way through the 2nd level. Near the 1st down marker, he comes a yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1.
And that's exactly what I meant by 4-down territory. You call a run in this situation, and I love it. They let him get upfield, a little bit of a draw look there, and he's able to split it with that speed and pick up nearly 1st down yardage. But you kind of knew as soon as they called a running play there, that confirmed that it was definitely going to be 4-down situation.
4th and 1 at the 6-yard line. Shepard turns, gives to Kendall, who's trying to push his way. It looks like maybe he got just enough.
I think he had to get right to the 5
It also looks like maybe he came up an inch or two short.
They may have to measure this one.
No, it's short and a turnover on downs.
Kendall driving the legs, you see right there. Yeah, he never fully gets there. You see his knees are down at about the 6.5-yard line.
You know, funny, Reg, 21 in white there. Daquan Bowman grabbed the jersey of Kendall right as it looked like maybe he was going to have the momentum to get over top of the 5-yard line and kind of pulled him back, and it looked as if, I don't know if that's what pushed Kendall's momentum back or held it up enough. But optically, anyways, it looked like that played a part.
Certainly a potential factor there, absolutely.
That is a big stop, and Monroe comes up empty-handed. So now from deep inside their own territory, West Charlotte runs it. Jameel Watson spun around and brought down after a gain of a couple.
Right now, if you're Monroe defensively, the mentality is this. Let's get a quick 3-and-out, get a stop. If we can force a punt, we'll likely have pretty good field position with plenty of time left in the second quarter to potentially get some points on the board. So you're thinking right now, how can we start to chip away? First thing you need is a quick 3-and-out here on defense.
Nichols fakes it the underneath again, goes deep. Nicholson wrapped around, and a flag comes out from behind the play. The back judge did not give the penalty signal.
And Jameer Allison was in coverage there. He was in a good position. All he had to do was turn and find the football.
And it's defensive pass interference, which gets West Charlotte out of that deep territory.
I was getting ready to say, they hadn't marked this thing off yet. Now they finally do.
Out to the 23-yard line. 15-yard penalty, so it was West Charlotte inside their own 10.
For those at home, certainly not like the NFL. It's not a spot foul, just a straight 15 yards like the college rule.
Nichols with a man in motion, tosses it. Landon Gilmore gets it to the edge. A step inside the 40, then the 35 before he's brought down on the other side.
Very well executed, getting to the edge here. This is nice work. Number 11 there, Jameel Watson, nice job making sure to get his guy sprung to the outside. I thought Jameer Jackson potentially had a shot at him in the backfield. Wasn't able to get him down, and then away he went down the sideline.
Flips the field, a 45-yard carry for another Body Works plus first down. Direct snap. This time Watson hurdles through the middle of the line and reaches over to the 20-yard line. 11-yard carry and another first for West Charlotte. Nichols hands to Watson. Big hole right in the middle. He's swallowed up immediately, but it goes for a gain of 5 down to the 15. And West Charlotte is in the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline red zone again. And a timeout on the field due to an injury. With just under 7 minutes until the end of the second quarter. We'll step aside, 21-0. West Charlotte looking to maybe tack on another score on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Back from Monroe High School, where West Charlotte is again in the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline red zone. Already up 3 scores. Jamori Nichols out of the shotgun. Fakes a handoff underneath, gives to Rakeem Finch, who saunters into the end zone for another touchdown, his second TD reception of the night.
How about Nichols with the patience? Watch him here. Play action fake, kind of, not really. Just a quick little toss there inside to Finch. Steps over lines into the end zone.
That's the 4th touchdown pass of the evening for Jamori Nichols. The second to Finch. He's got 2 to Nicholson, and it's not even halftime yet.
You knew they were going to try to get him going. And they've certainly done that in the form of Jamori Nichols.
Snap gets back to the kicker, Ruiz, who picks it up. And they don't get the extra point. So 27-0, West Charlotte leads. Well, back to Jamori Nichols. When we spoke with Sam Greiner, his head coach, this is a guy who started last year as a sophomore, had never played varsity football before, is a huge part of leading this team to a state championship. He's back for another year. You and I were down on the field pregame. He's filled out a little bit. He's put on some weight, some good weight, they would say. And his coach, Greiner, really thinks that he's maybe a little overlooked in terms of the very best quarterbacks in this area in the state of North Carolina.
One thing about Sam Greiner, and I love Sam Greiner, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that all these high school coaches are willing to do what they do on a consistent basis. Sam Greiner has never been afraid to tell you when he thinks he's got a good football player, and he's absolutely right about Nichols. I think Nichols certainly is probably losing some attention because of his height, or for some, the lack thereof. A little bit taller than he was last year. I suspect he'll continue to grow and become a big-time prospect.
Kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. And Caudle drops it. West Charlotte with a chance to pick it up. And Monroe regains possession.
And I tell you what, if Caudle was able to break that one everything changes from obviously a momentum standpoint, but the energy in this stadium as well. He is about a half step away. He's got to be careful. Get that ball in that outside hand. They grabbed the ball, the hand with the football in it, and he nearly turned it over there. Nice job by number 33, his own teammate there, jumping on the football, Jamari Staten.
So Monroe turned it over on downs in the red zone earlier, otherwise has not seen a lot of progress offensively. They'll try to change that here. Amir Kendall on the run. Just too many white jerseys affecting his path, and that might have been him who lost his helmet. He did, so Kendall's going to have to come off for a play.
Kendall's so physical as a runner. It's going to take multiple people to get him on the ground. And when you do, if you do, you're going to feel it just as much as he does.
Jaja Jackson is RB2, if you will, now in the backfield with Shepard, who drops back, pursued, and cannot escape the tackles. The sack achieved ultimately by Caden Smith. But the edge rush was the biggest piece of that. Yeah,
he was able to step underneath Littlejohn, Elijah Littlejohn, the Penn State commit. You know, I'd get that in there at some point. He's able to duck under him right here, but then right there is Caden Smith to clean it up. What? I was going to get it in.
You were. Nittany Lion yourself.
Yes.
You were going to get it in.
Absolutely.
I heard you downstairs talking to Griner, you know, hey, who's he communicating with on the staff, right? Well, my guy's this guy.
Yeah, well, you know.
Now 3rd and 14 for Monroe. They're 1 for 5 on thirds. They haven't had one shorter than 11 yards. Shepard slings it over the middle. It's caught. But Simpkins, not enough on the play. It brings it within 2 yards.
Yeah, Johnny Sal's likely going to go for this. I think at this point, you know, he wants to see his guys make some big plays. No, punting unit's going to come out there at the last second here. I thought he might look to go for it there, and Simpkins, if he was able to break a tackle, there was nobody else there. He would have had a whole lot of room to run.
It's what you've pointed to with West Charlotte. I mean, they've stacked the box so much offensively. In the event that the Red Hawks are able to get something over the top, there's going to be an opportunity to break a big one.
Yeah, it'll be a track meet. It'll be a track meet, and this is going to end up probably going to be the Red Hawks take a timeout there. Somebody who's very late getting onto the field for special teams assignment. That's going to cost them a timeout.
Stops the clock at 3:43 until halftime.
Now the good thing for whoever that player was, they're not running a 2-minute drill right now where they need that timeout. The bad thing is for that player, if that becomes a factor down the stretch of this quarter, that's going to be an interesting conversation at halftime.
West Charlotte looking to be the first team to defeat this Monroe Red Hawks program in quite some time. They went undefeated, 15-0, on their way to a state championship a season ago.
Which means they hadn't lost since somewhere around November or December of 2023. I don't know what that math is, but it's more than 600 days.
Fair catch at the 20. And West Charlotte once again takes over. We talked about it earlier. West Charlotte state champions in their own right a season ago. Both of these teams with the new divisions in North Carolina high school athletics.
Yeah, Monroe
they've got new backyards.
Absolutely. Monroe going from a 2A program to 5A, and West Charlotte going from 3A to 8A, which the interesting thing is going to be, Darren, I believe there's only 32 teams in the state that are considered 8A schools. Something to watch come playoff time.
On 1st and 10, fake handoff, then a toss on a jet sweep. Flag well behind the play.
And Broom's going to have to go off. He lost his helmet as well.
So West Charlotte going with a bit of a gadget play there. Not that we haven't seen those to this point, some direct snaps to running backs. Holding on the Lions, backs them up. It'll be first down again.
Yeah, you can see it at the top of the screen there, kind of out of your picture. You see Broom there with no helmet. Nice job by this defense rallying up to make that play. But I do like what Johnny Sal did. He took the penalty. His mentality right now is field position. Can they get some really good field position if they get a stop and get some late points here in this second quarter?
Back to the 10-yard line. Finch in motion. Reverts back. Nichols throws. It's caught and out of bounds near the initial line. Gain of 10. And the spot actually a couple yards shy of that, so a gain of 8. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
And I like the decision there by
Nichols looking to throw. Hit as he got rid of it. It's underthrown. A flag on the tail end of the play.
Jamori Nichols got absolutely drilled right in the chest as he let that football go, and he's struggling back behind the line of scrimmage. You see his offensive line trying to help him up. He took a shot right in the sternum. Be curious on this pass interference call, Darren. I don't know that I agree with this one here. If it's defensive pass interference, looked like the receiver was creating a lot of that contact and not looking to get back to the football. I think this is a tough call on the defender. Watch this. Look at the receiver. See, he can't find the football, and he's working down the field. I don't think you can call that on the defensive back. I don't like that call at all. I don't say much. I try not to talk about officials, but I don't know about that one. I'm going to have to disagree with that call.
It gives West Charlotte 15 yards and an automatic first down. Nichols still in the game. Hands it off to Emory McLean. And they get 7 yards.
I suspect he's going to hand the ball off this next play here as well. They're going to give him a chance to kind of get himself back right, depending on how bad he was hurting there.
Now 2nd and 3. Flag at the start of the play. Free play. Nichols goes deep, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, they're going to get too many men on the field. Number 52, William Watson, the sophomore, his cadence of getting off the field just kind of, I guess, had the mentality that they were going to wait for him. West Charlotte, no, sir. They're going to snap the football, and that was a free play. Nichols took advantage. He knew he had a free play, take the deep shot. Incomplete, but it's going to be 1st and 5.
And Monroe making pretty quick progress up the field, especially to have over 2.5 minutes remaining. And that's caught at the 50-yard line. Finch brought down after the medium gain. It'll be 2nd and 5. And a timeout called by West Charlotte.
Yeah, it's a good timeout by Sam Griner here, just wanting to make sure they're on the same page, get the calls that they want in. He's looking to punch this football in before the quarter ends. I thought he might maybe let the play clock run a little bit before calling that timeout, but certainly in a situation where there's something specific he wants executed, trying to make sure he does. And then defensively, this Monroe group, the Red Hawks right now, a little shell-shocked. This coaching staff is going to get these guys right, but the main conversation right now is just to get the guys to calm down and execute. You can't get 27-0 back in one snap. And I think that's a lot of the conversation. We have to execute snap by snap and let the game come back to us.
2 timeouts remaining for the Lions, just 1 for Monroe. Jamori Nichols with 4 passing touchdowns in this game so far. We've not yet reached halftime. You see, last week against Grimsley in that 1-point overtime loss, a passing score, he ran for 3. This is a very dynamic player.
He really is. And I think what that is indicative of is their struggles somewhat in the passing game, but also to get the backs going in the running game. This week, they've done a better job getting the backs involved. We've seen some nice runs by multiple backs, and then Nichols spreading the football out with his arm, getting different guys involved. Finch and Nichols' son, a couple of guys that certainly the beneficiaries with 2 touchdown receptions each.
2nd and 4 into Red Hawks territory, coming out of the timeout. Nichols goes way deep, back shoulder, and it's dropped incomplete. He was looking for Davion Jones. And a flag comes out.
Came in very late. It's going to go against Jameer Allison. Nichols goes big ball here. Little bit of hand fighting, but it's a tough call there. And Allison certainly didn't like it. There you see Monterey Evans, one of the coaches here at Monroe. He's a character himself. Really smart football mind, but tonight his team's struggling a little bit defensively. And they're saying that it's a face mask.
Okay, so that would make it make sense.
Yes, yeah.
Good defensive play, positioning-wise. You didn't see anything that would have constituted a pass interference, but if it was a face mask, I mean, you can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, got the hand obviously up in the face mask, and that's going to cost you.
Down to the 33 for West Charlotte. 1st and 10. Nichols gets the comeback. King Coble, a move, but brought down between the hashes. Nice open field tackle, Noshawn Taylor.
King Coble showing the wiggle inside there after making the catch, making a guy miss, getting upfield. All of a sudden, they're in the red zone.
West Charlotte in the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline. Red zone yet again. Aiming to make this a 5-score game going into the half. Handoff. Emery McLean forces his way forward and inside the 5-yard line.
This has been a physical running game. We keep talking about Nichols throwing the football, but the running game has been physical as well as we head down under 90 seconds to go in this first half.
It's at the 3-yard line, direct snap. McLean boulders through the middle of his offensive line and into the end zone for the rushing score. Fifth touchdown of the night for the Lions. That's the first of the rushing variety.
Yeah, they just go with a direct snap here. Nichols kind of slides out of the way, and McLean just takes that snap, pushes ahead, as you mentioned. That's just physical. There's nothing overly creative there. That's just physicality at the line of scrimmage, and they punch it in to extend that lead.
Early movement. It was against the Red Hawks, so they'll re-tee this up. And they'll set it up again for Ruiz, the extra point kicker, a converted soccer player new to football this season. And the snap goes high. The last-ditch throw incomplete. So nothing on the extra points there for the Lions.
Raheem Finch, you see right there, he kind of came up a little lame right away there. It looks to be okay now, but his first couple of steps trying to get to that football didn't look comfortable.
Well, that's a couple of snaps on the extra point that have gone awry. This kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Sam Greiner, again, is going to brag on his guys, but he's going to be honest. And when we spoke with him earlier in the week, he mentioned that Angel, the kicker, new to high school football. In fact, how crazy is it that his first game was played at Bank of America Stadium last week? Same goes for Arturo Gonzalez, who is their long snapper, who Greiner believes in and thinks has a bright future, could even play at the college level at that position. He's just got a knack for it, he says. But again, new to the sport as of this year, and that's been an issue on a couple of PATs. This is returnable. Caudle from the 25, can't spin away, gets it up to the 32.
And we got some extracurriculars. Flags fly, lots of talking. See if they get the first guy, the second guy, or both guys.
And the only indication, a personal foul on the return team, so this is going to back up Monroe. Short clock, and this will make the field even shorter. Longer, rather. Field behind them shorter. You
yes, I'm with you. I'm always with you, my man. Right now you see Jason Shepard coming back into the huddle, number 2 there, the quarterback. Right now the conversation's got to be, how do we get him going a little bit, get some confidence in this offense? For a long time since you've seen a Red Hawks offense with 0 points on the board at nearly halftime.
Shepard fakes the give, keeps it himself, and runs out of bounds up to the 28-yard line.
Nice job there by Shepard on the keep. Just gets up the field, gets as much as he can, doesn't take a big hit, gets out of bounds. It's a nice play. You move the chains. Now can you build on that?
Not a lot of first downs to celebrate so far for the Monroe offense. Kendall dragging defenders past the 30, somehow gains 3 on the play.
I think Sam Griner just took a timeout.
That is the case. He's got 1 left. Johnny Sal on Monroe's sideline has 1 to work with in the final 48 seconds.
Yeah, I think the mentality right now is to try to see if you can find a way to get him to burn that last time out. And then if you're Sam Griner, the mindset is also, I want to get the football back and try to score some more points. He knows this is a Monroe football team that is going to come out in the second half and play inspired football. He's trying to put as many points on the board as he can.
Second and 7 out of the timeout. Amir Kendall dodges and gets it up to the 35.
Griner takes another timeout here.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the timeout, this will be easily the most manageable third down the Redhawks have had all night. 3rd and 3. They're 1 for 6 so far.
Much better first and second down this drive, which has led to the 3rd and 3. As you mentioned, the others, the shortest one was 11 yards. The one they were able to convert was 15. So one of the things I always say, if you have particularly an inexperienced or young quarterback, you have to have an offense that can win first and second down, so you're not putting that young or inexperienced quarterback in predictable situations on third down. 3rd and 3 right now. In theory, the playbook is open. You can run the football. You can throw it. You know, some would say, well, they don't have any points. They got to throw the football. They've struggled. No, there have been some nice runs by Amir Kendall tonight. So they've busted a couple to where 3 yards is something they can get running the football.
It's Jaja Jackson instead, who is caught up in the backfield for a loss of 1. And now to be 4th and 4.
Tough to run into an 8-man box that time, almost 9. This defense, they don't feel like, or they're not respecting Jason Shepard's ability to push the ball down the field. And I think Coach Johnny Sal is going to let this one run out and he'll take his team to the locker room.
The man with 200 career coaching victories has got some figuring out to do. Adjustments will be made, but West Charlotte up big on the Redhawks of Monroe, 33-0 at the half on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. midway through our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. This one has been all West Charlotte Lions on top of the Redhawks of Monroe, 33-0 with 2 quarters to play. Now it's time to take a look at a special feature on a special player for the Independence Patriots.
My name is Dallas Brandon. I'm a senior at Independence High School. So I started playing football around the age of like 7 or 8, Little League. My pops played football, so that's kind of where I got my interest from it.
Dallas probably wanted to start to play football probably with me. I'm a big football fan, so I like football on all levels. So I would say Dallas probably came interested in playing football probably around the age of 5 or 6.
I was a little bigger, a little chunkier when I was younger, so I played like offensive lineman. As far as I growing out, I started getting taller, leaned out, and then the game started getting more fun when that happened. Getting to be a quarterback when I was younger, being a running back when I was younger, just getting the ball in my hands and just playing free. I mean, I feel like that's when the game's most pure.
I had heard his name. I knew his dad played here. When he came to our open middle school night, I didn't think he was coming here. And then he just showed up first day of summer practice. I'm like, oh my God, we got one. And he's been great ever since, man. The first freshman year, we knew he was physical. First day we put on pass, so we're like, okay, this kid can help us out. Ever since then, man, he's just taken off like a rocket ship. He's gotten better each and every year.
Yeah, so I got 4.3 GPA. I'll be lying if I said my parents didn't hold me to a high standard with grades, but some of that comes from me, like, just being interested in learning, like, deeply interested in learning. We did the play Grease in the school musical.
Dallas is a thinker. He likes to think. He loves to read. He loves music. People that know him that's in his inner circle. In his spare time, he likes to create beats.
I think one thing I definitely overcame was, so I got sports asthma, so I definitely feel like I overcame that because, like, my freshman year, like, I used to be gasping for breath, but, like, I feel like I like to tell people I ran it out of me. Like, I've been out here conditioning. I like to be in the front most times. I am in the front most times. I'll run extra, like, outside of practice.
We always talk about trying to reach your full potential, and I think that's what makes him so great. And I think that also rubs off on some of the other players around him.
And greatness, I'm pretty sure if I go in his room, it's somewhere written probably 1,000 times. And he knows that once he writes it down, once he sees it, he also has to come over here and put in the hard work to try to obtain it as well. Because just saying it and writing it down is not enough. You actually got to walk it every day as well.
Football to me is a brotherhood. That's why I love to play the sport. A lot of these guys on the team, I went to middle school with some of these guys. They've been here since my freshman year. You can't beat playing with your best friends that you've been growing up with since you was 12, 13, 14. So just pushing each other for greatness every day, because we got that bond, we got that brotherhood, is something I really enjoy about playing the sport. So I'm committed to the University of Virginia, Charlottesville. So just knowing I can put on that uniform, go out there and ball out in front of a bunch of fans, you can't beat that. That's the dream. That's for sure the dream. Greatness to me means you giving your all at any given moment that you can give your all. I mean, you're not gonna be 100% every day. You're not gonna be 100% every down, every drive. But like, if you can give 100% what you got in the tank, that's what greatness is.
If you follow Charlotte football, you know what Dallas Brandon does on the field. I'm hoping this spotlight can kind of show who he is off the field. The kid's in theater, the kid's on the yearbook staff, the kid just went on a Dream Makers trip to DC. He has a 4.4 GPA.
Dallas, senior season, baby. Hey, it's been a long road. You've done a great job here in Independence. Now it's time to seal the deal. I can't wait to see you play. Friday Night Lights is upon us, and I can't wait to see what you and your team are going to do this particular year. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for the Patriots. I'm rooting for Coach McFadden, man. This is going to be a great year. I think everybody on the team is committed to greatness, and I can't wait to see you as well as your teammates put on for the city. Big Eye, let's go.
My name is Dallas Brandon, and this is my varsity spotlight.
Cool to learn a little bit about Independence's Dallas Brandon, who we will see next week on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Charlotte Christian at Independence. That should be a good one.
Yeah, it really should. And Independence, how about that football team? Week 1 going on the road down to Gaffney, South Carolina, and picking up a big win in a place that is very, very difficult to play over the years.
Still halftime here at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. A big lead for West Charlotte. Stay with us. $33-0, the halftime score here at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. State champion versus state champion from a season ago. West Charlotte on top of Monroe to this point, but 2 quarters to play when we return on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The Bahakel Sports Game of the Week on WCCB TV is brought to you by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline. For help, just text or dial 988. By Bodyworks Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit FredCaldwellChevy.com. 33-0, West Charlotte on top of the Monroe Redhawks. Midway through, this has been an emphatic half of football by the Lions, who came up just a point short in overtime in their season opener against Grimsley at Bank of America Stadium last week.
Yeah, big performance, bounce back. Jamori Nichols has been spectacular in this football game, pushing the ball down the field. Raheem Finch here early, makes the big catch and then fights his way into the end zone, and the offense was rolling early.
That was a 52-yard strike, but hardly the first for Jamori Nichols. He connected with Dante Nicholson from 10 yards out. Still first quarter, West Charlotte leading 14-0. Then a play fake and a little fade to the corner of the end zone. Nicholson again on the catch for another touchdown, 14 yards out that time. And then Raheem Finch reeled in his second touchdown of the night. So 4 touchdowns, all passing. This was the first rushing score of the night for the Lions. Emory McLean on the direct snap in close to the goal line.
Yeah, big-time performance offensively for the Lions in the first half. Dominant. Certainly able to push the ball down the field with the passing game, and also great in the running game.
West Charlotte got the opening kickoff, so they will kick it away to Monroe to begin the second half. This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. We'll see what kind of adjustments Johnny Sowell and the Redhawks made at halftime. Returnable for Jaden Caudle. Makes his way up to just past the 30-yard line.
Solid return there. And now for the Redhawks, it's what can they do to get this offense going? What did they find? What was the conversation in the locker room in terms of, hey, what can we do? What can we execute to start moving the football?
Quarterback Jason Shepard back out to lead this Redhawks offense. Amir Kendall, the star running back, to his side. Kendall, a third-year starter, averages 10 yards per carry for his career, and Shepard forced to call a timeout.
It looked like they were trying to change the play or check something, and I'm not sure if it was a situation where they couldn't get on the same page or what, but they ran out of time. Good job by Shepard to recognize it, gets the timeout.
So Monroe burns their first of 3 second-half timeouts on the first play from scrimmage, or before the first play.
Certainly, obviously not where you'd want to burn that timeout, but inevitably it had to happen, I should say. Words. I have to find the words right now.
Chris Robinson in motion. Shepard has it taken away, and whistles now as West Charlotte thought they had a turnover and a return for a score, but the officials didn't move at all.
Yeah, that was, even if it was an interception, it looked like they went to the ground. But you see here, there's a throw in there. And oh, okay. So Micah Walker is suggesting that he caught the interception and landed on the Monroe player. So that this is an interception, but they're saying he was down right there by contact.
But I think they're on to something. I don't know that he hit the ground, sort of.
Yes. He was on top of the other player.
He was on top of the intended receiver.
So as long as his elbow or knee or something didn't hit the ground, then that means he's still up.
All right, so it is an interception. West Charlotte takes over at the Monroe 32. And now West Charlotte must call a timeout because they didn't have their right personnel in.
A little bit of a clunky start here to the third quarter. Both offenses a little disjointed coming out for their first snaps.
I think the West Charlotte players got so caught up in
whatever the celebration might have been.
The turnover, the celebration of it, the wondering, did we just get a pick six? Maybe it just caused enough of a delay to make that timeout necessary. So Jamori Nichols back out with the Lions offense. 4 passing touchdowns in the first half. McClain in motion. Nichols to his left. Throws with his right over the middle. It's caught and inside the 10-yard line. King Coble on the catch. And West Charlotte into the red zone.
This is what Nichols does, I think, so well. Look at him keep his eyes down the field, understand where he is in relation to the chains and the line of scrimmage, and deliver a strike. When he moves, he's moving to throw the football. His last resort is to run. I love that patience and poise by that young man at the quarterback position.
Yet another trip for West Charlotte to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline red zone. Goal to go from the 8-yard line. That's Emory McClain in the backfield. He receives the handoff, takes off with it, a race to the pylon, and he's wrangled but over the plane for the score. Second rushing touchdown of the night for Emory McClain, this time from 8 yards out.
It's all twos. McClain's got 2 rushing touchdowns, Finch 2 receiving touchdowns, Nicholson 2 receiving touchdowns. Spreading the ball out, running it, throwing it. What a performance so far tonight.
West Charlotte has had troubles with snaps on both of the last 2 extra point attempts. So we'll see if they can execute on this one to make it an even 40-0. Low snap, the hold gets down though, and Angel Ruiz puts it through. Already a 40 spot for the Lions. Still 11 to play in the third.
Yeah, this is a group so far in this game playing really well. Again, just watch, just over the left side, nothing there in terms of defenders to deter. Nice blocking off the edge there, and the touchdown.
That didn't take long. West Charlotte within a minute, forcing a turnover, punching it into the end zone again. This upcoming kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home.
This is a Monroe football team that, look, we know what Coach Sal has meant for this program. The 200 wins we talked about. this coaching staff. It's a tough night so far. But this is a group that will continue to battle and continue to get better as the season goes on. I expect this to be a good football team. Tonight, just a tough night for them.
Ruiz's kick fielded at the 12 by Cottle. And a bounce outside, but he can't quite get to the corner. Pushed back. Back to it for Monroe. And at 40-0, Reggie, this has become West Charlotte. You're forcing Monroe to play outside of themselves, to a certain degree,
absolutely,
right? Because you got to go to the air more often than you normally would in this scenario.
Absolutely correct.
Jason Shepard throws over the middle, and it's dropped. It was intended for Bryson Simpkins.
It's actually a pretty good throw. A little bit behind the receiver, and Simpkins unable to bring that one in.
One of the team captains, Davion Jones, on the coverage. He's been tight on Simpkins.
Yeah.
Who's a very good player. We haven't called his name a ton tonight.
This entire secondary has been really good.
Yeah. Shepard brought down in the backfield, a vicious sack.
They're just teeing off right now. They're not even thinking about the run. They're just teeing off from a defensive line standpoint, and that's just a big-time move by Sam Johnson.
A legendary sack brought to you by Queen City Home Store, taking on the toughest stains at home with the toughest washers in the game. Tell you what, Sam Johnson is built like a washing machine.
Yes, he is, but he moves like a gazelle.
Yeah.
Big guy can move.
Third and forever for Monroe. And they run it. Jaja Jackson stopped at the point of attack. More of the same here. Redhawks presumably punting out of their own end zone. It's kicked out of the end zone. J.D. McDonald on the return.
Look out.
Has a chance. Cuts to the opposite side. Tried to cut up the middle and slips. So he's down at the 23-yard line where West Charlotte will start their next possession. 40-0. Lions up big in the third quarter on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. A dead ball personal foul called against West Charlotte after that last play, so they're backed up to the 38-yard line. And it's a pitch and a run for a medium gain for the Lions. Second unit in the game. Jordan Moore is running quarterback, the junior wide receiver.
Well, we saw Jamori Nichols take a shot in the first half. Good idea to get him out of there if you can.
Here's the starting running back, Jamil Watson, with a try.
And I expect West Charlotte to be very run-heavy the rest of this ball game with a 40-0 lead.
Clock already down. Not quite the 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Third and 8 for the Lions. They were 2 for 2 on thirds in the first half. Moore drops back, throws off balance, incomplete. It'll bring up fourth down.
And look who goes and gets the football all the way back at the fence. Jamori Nichols. Such a great kid. You talk to Sam Griner about him. He lights up every time. He talks about that kid. He just so happy to see that the kid has a great, bright future and an opportunity to continue to have success. And, oh, by the way, the scary part for the rest of the state of North Carolina, Jamori Nichols is only a junior in high school.
Scary indeed. Led the Lions, in part anyways, to a state championship a season ago as a sophomore.
First year on varsity, win a state championship as a sophomore. Not bad. Pretty good start to the career.
Trick play. It's given to Davion Jones, who sprints through the middle of spin, gets him past the first down marker.
Well, you see it here. They come around, just flips it to Jones, and he's able to pick his way for the first down. We had a little extracurricular over on that West Charlotte sideline, but it looks like everybody came out of it okay. A little bit of talking, but I don't see any flags.
Either way, it's another Bodyworks plus first down for the Lions. Yeah, you just saw a couple of red jerseys bolt toward the West Charlotte sideline.
And they just now moved the chains and changed the down marker to first down.
And again, that is not due to penalties. No penalties called on that skirmish. So the clock continues to run. West Charlotte continues to run their offense.
And they are working the play clock a little bit as well, much more than they did in the first half.
Moore hands it off. That's a 7-yard run, falling forward. A lost helmet for Jamil Watson, so he'll step aside for a play. Another run. Again up the gut, this time for a couple of yards to get it to 3rd and 1. There's Emory McLean. West Charlotte In the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline red zone now. For help, just text or dial 988. And the Lions call a timeout.
Yeah, anytime you get a new group in there, in Sam Griner's case here, just trying to make sure they understand what he's asking them to execute. He's making sure he's got the right personnel, the right guys in there, getting a look at some younger players as well, some less experienced guys, non-starters. Then on the Monroe side of things, how long are they going to continue to fight, right? And if I know those two men in the picture right there, on the far left is head coach Johnny Sow, and right there, center basically of the screen is his son Jalen. Those two guys, along with the rest of the staff, they're going to continue to coach every snap. They're going to continue to ask their players to execute at a high level on every single snap. This is going to be, don't think about the scoreboard. We're going to try to win snap by snap right now.
West Charlotte, just one timeout remaining for the second half. And 3rd down and 1. Watson has to fall on the snap, and it again creates 4th down. Jordan Moore, rather, excuse me. Jamil Watson was the back with him in the backfield. So now it's another 4th down. Last time it worked out pretty well for them on the fake punt.
Something tells me that's a fake punt that they may not run much more this season, but they put it on tape for somebody to try to prepare for it.
Moore with Watson next to him again on 4th and 7. Moore rolls, Moore throws, it's caught, and it's a touchdown.
Just rolls him out, gets him on the edge a little bit. Nice little pitch to the outside, and a walk-in touchdown.
Tony Johnson on the catch and the run into the end zone. Extra points is through, and it is 47-0.
Not what I expected, certainly, to see in terms of a score as we finish the 3rd quarter.
Running clock, so that will get us to the conclusion of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter when we return. West Charlotte up by a mile on Monroe. A surprising dominant performance in this state champ versus state champ matchup on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Another score for West Charlotte concluded the third quarter, so we begin the fourth with a 47-0 game, and the Lions kicking it back to Monroe, who's not been able to manage much of anything offensively. Here's Jaden Caudle, and whistle's blown. Looked like maybe he didn't think he called for the fair catch. But that's what he was given.
Oh, no, there's a penalty flag. Offsides on the kicking team. Normally you would explain it. But normally you would allow the return and then decide if the penalty needs to be adjudicated.
So we're going to redo the kickoff. Again, running clock situation because of the disparity. West Charlotte up 47. So now we back it up to the 40-yard line where West Charlotte will kick again.
And a very extended period of time here to get set after the penalty.
So 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, we begin the fourth quarter. And Jaden Caudle spins off of a tackler nearing midfield, is brought down at the 43. Well, this is, of course, if it holds, Red, it's going to be some kind of a statement win for West Charlotte.
It's like we got a quarterback change here.
Braden Graceffa, the junior, in at quarterback. The second stringer for this Monroe team. And when we talked with Coach Sal earlier in the week, he mentioned the battle, the quarterback competition between Jason Shepard, the starter, and Graceffa here as one of the more contentious that he's seen. He says normally his teams have a pretty clear-cut number one at the position. He thought it was very healthy for the program to have that for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you look up and all of a sudden this young man's in the game and has an opportunity.
Monroe pretty slow out of the huddle. Graceffa with Jaja Jackson at his side. They'll let him throw. Pocket collapses. He takes off with it. There he goes inside the 30-yard line where he's brought down.
How about that? Look at the speed. Showing the wheels. Steps up in the pocket, sees nothing there. I like the quick decision. Didn't wait around, realized there was nothing there, took off and got big yardage.
That's a speed check brought to you by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit FredCaldwellChevy.com.
I mean,
25-yard carry for the backup quarterback.
Yeah, big fella moving really well there. Not quite the size of a Silverado, but he was moving.
First down for Monroe. And they are about as deep into West Charlotte territory as they have been tonight. From the 26, Jackson hurdles a tackler. Watson records the stop for West Charlotte. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Sefa hands off. Jackson, a bounce to the outside. He gets to the line to gain and inside the 15.
Offense moving the football a little bit here. Jackson with a nice run there. This offense building a little bit of confidence.
Getting yet another Bodyworks plus first down. Stringing those together for really the first time in this entire game.
Yeah, I think the quarterback run by Sefa really kind of opened some things up. Now they've got to pay attention to him as well. Gave them an opportunity to make a couple of plays with other guys as well.
1st and 10 from the 13. And everybody a little jumpy that time. And it's called on Jeremiah Alexander, the receiver number 12, who was there in the slot, eager to get into his route.
Yeah, well, he's a freshman. Those guys sometimes get a little hype. And that time going to cost his team 5 yards. Darren, I tell you, it's tough playing in a game with the score this wide of a margin, especially when you're on the lower side of it. I've been there at the high school level. It is a lonely feeling.
Jackson splits over the middle, tumbles and stays on his feet, but fumbles the football. And it is recovered by Monroe, so they keep it. That was like Curly Neal dribbling a basketball for a second there.
Great job by Kanias rushing to get on that football. See Jackson work up the middle here, and he's trying to come up off the spin and just takes a shot. And that's what forced him to put the football on the ground.
Clock winding, well on its way to what could be a West Charlotte shutout. Monroe trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Sefa to the air, and it was tipped down, incomplete.
He's looking to go to the end zone to that right side, trying to see if he can get in the end zone there.
Third and 7 for Monroe. From the 10, it's Jaja Jackson. Sheds a man, can't shed the others. Big time stop by Sam Johnson.
Sam Johnson leading the way. This defense still ferocious. Believe you me, they are still looking to maintain the shutout here. 2:50 to go, and this is the moment for them to be able to get it.
Fourth and 8. Sefa to throw. Here comes the pressure. It's lobbed up and intercepted in the end zone. Davion Jones picks it off, and West Charlotte gets it back It's a touchback. They'll look to close out the shutout performance with just over 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. And a roughing the passer called against the Lions. We'll step aside and be right back on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week.
Sure.
Penalty prior to the break makes it 1st and goal from the 6 for Monroe. Sefa, nowhere to go, dropped at the 10. This defense remains relentless for West Charlotte, but you see a flag on the play there. So it goes against the defense. And now it is 1st and goal from the 5 for the Red Hawks with time winding down. Raiden Sefa. Jajon Miller to his right is the back. Sefa pressured, airs it, incomplete. And that will do it. A big-time statement win by West Charlotte. They take it 47-0 on the road on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. With Reggie Walker, we'll return to wrap things up on the other side of a quick timeout. We'll talk about the big-time victory for the Lions when we recap the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Stay with us. Thanks for watching the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week on WCCB TV. This week's game was brought to you by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline. For help, just text or dial 988. By Body Works Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. 47-0, the final score. West Charlotte tops Monroe. These two teams, state champions from a season ago. A very much anticipated matchup, possibly two top 10-ish teams in the city of Charlotte or the Charlotte area. But the Lions too dominant, Reggie.
Yeah, really dominant tonight. Jamori Nichols did an excellent job getting going in the passing game. He was effective, he was efficient, and then they were able to get the running game going with the other backs, with all the backs as well. So an excellent overall performance from West Charlotte. And then defensively, they were unbelievably dominant, flying around, creating all kinds of havoc for this Monroe offense.
Be sure you join us next week on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Charlotte Christian at Independence. That's a 7 o'clock kick a week from tonight. Our next in line for Week 3 on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. That one should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Charlotte Christian, we know what they've been historically in the private school space. Independence, a resurgence over the last couple of years. Struggled earlier tonight against Huff, but we'll see what they look like next week.
So for Reggie Walker, for our director and producer, Brady Pugh, the rest of our great crew, that's been it. Our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. West Charlotte in a big victory. Thanks for joining us.
New look, new time. This is the all-new WCCB News at 9.